giving our verdicts on 3 of this Christmas's hottest smartphones.
For me, Christmas morning is about getting all the family together, big roaring fire, lovely big tree, you know, and hoping that you got a flagship smartphone.
The best way for Jason and I to test the flagship smartphone models was to live with them.
So we are currently on top of the O2.
We took them everywhere we went and used as many functions and features as we could.
Yeah, I hear you.
In what we would our everyday lives.
Our first choice was the HTC One X Plus, with a 4.7-inch screen and weighing in at 130 grams.
Next to the iPhone 5, with a 4-inch widescreen display, is the lightweight 112 grams.
And third, the Nokia Lumia 920, with a 4.5-inch screen and weighing in at a rather heavy 185 grams.
First one I took out the box, loved the design, is the Nokia Lumia 920. Didn't like the weight. I could feel my muscles having to work, which, when you're holding a smartphone, I don't think should be the case.
It's absolutely the heaviest of the 3, and I agree, it could be a real problem for people.
Yeah, iPhone 5. This, a little bit taller, slimmer. But for me, it just looks almost the same as the iPhone 4, iPhone 4S.
From a design perspective, they've not been adventurous enough for me. They need to make more of an effort.
The HTC One X Plus. I can't get excited about this.
May I say, I think it might be a girl thing.
Okay.
I think this is a very masculine phone.
Yeah.
Yeah? And I think maybe they've got that wrong, because if you're not relating to it, then there's a whole market they might be missing. But I love this phone. For me, it's a sexy Lamborghini.
We thought all 3 screen displays were equally superb, but it was a different story with the cameras. We picked out a really useful feature on the Nokia.
One of the things that this is supposed to be really good at, the Nokia 920, is low light stuff.
Low light, because it's got the dual LED, hasn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I took a lot of low light picture of this. This is a light bulb, which is really good to test contrast. And actually, look at the clarity of that image. I think it's an exceptionally good image.
The HTC camera was absolutely fine, but the iPhone stood out for all the wrong reasons.
Out of all the 3 cameras, all the 3 videos, this one has the most bland of colouring. When I look at the photographs, they just don't stand out. I don't feel like there's any real life in the pictures.
So what about the beating hearts of these devices? Well, the HTC One X Plus has a quad-core processor that really delivers.
You're getting almost, I mean, this maybe is a slight exaggeration, but almost, you know, current generation console graphics on it. I mean, it is extraordinary. It is a beast. It's a Ferrari with another engine just bolted onto the front. It really is a quick phone.
And while the performance of the iPhone left us both pretty cold, I loved the Nokia.
I think it, and it does it. This feels like it's part of me. It's the tile system. It's just big, it's easy. Big icons, great big colours. You cannot go wrong.
The iPhone, for me, is kind of doing what the iPhone 4 did, in fact, what the iPhone 3 did.
Yeah.
It's just doing it slightly quicker.
But with all that processing, how do the batteries stand up?
Out of the 3, without a doubt, I found that the HTC lasted a lot longer.
13 minutes past 10, and that's the only battery life that has depleted.
The real story, I think, is how bad the iPhone 5's battery is.
That doesn't even begin to cover it.
Battery's dead by 3 p.m.
That means you have to carry your charger around.
Unbelievable.
How much of a hassle.
And while the iPhone seems to have stood still, Nokia's innovations are charging ahead.
And what about the wireless inductive charging on the Nokia? That's a genius idea.
That's absolutely fantastic.
And it matches in colour.
It matches, they're both red.
Yay!
Brilliant.
Finally, we've been testing all of our phones for call quality.
I can actually hear you very clearly. You're very loud in my ear on the HTC.
And discovered a potential design flaw with the Nokia.
There's a sweet spot on this phone. I'll try and get that light on it about there. And it's like a little slit of a speaker. And actually, it means if I get the wrong position on my ear, I actually lose you.
iPhone, where do I even start with that? Absolute nightmare. Every single phone call that I made with that, I have issues with the other person on the other end going, are you still there? Sounds like I'm doing that with my phone.
Really?
Every single person I speak to has said that.
It's quite a statement.
Every phone call.
So, time for our crucial G ratings. The iPhone 5 gets just 3 Gs. No innovation. The battery life is terrible. It's too expensive and the build quality is poor.
The HTC wins 4 Gs, nearly 5. Its processor is super powerful, and the only thing that holds it back from a full score is, oddly, it's not 4G ready.
And the Nokia also snaps 4 Gs, nearly 5. The user experience and wireless charger are ace, but it lacks apps and it's a bit too heavy.